In this example, we'll show you what a service appointment in jeopardy looks like, and what you can do to resolve it. One of the advantages of field service is that, in most instances, service appointments will seamlessly move through the system with little dispatcher intervention. Dispatchers will primarily manage service appointments that become in jeopardy. Rules are in place to ensure our members receive totally satisfying service within a reasonable amount of time, based on specific criteria. Let's look at an example where the service appointment is in jeopardy. Currently, driver number 2 is working on call ID number 123456. Shortly, field service will be assigning driver number 2 another service appointment. Remember, the red line indicates the current time. And there's the new service appointment. Call ID number 122222. Remember, field service will route the service based on which vehicle can get to the location the fastest, which vehicle will have the least amount of travel, and which vehicle has the required skill set, meaning extrication, flatbed, battery replacement, lockout, etc. Let's see what type of service appointment this is. To do so, we'll hover our mouse over the service appointment in the Gantt chart. This is a battery test service appointment, which is currently in scheduled status. Scheduled status means the service appointment was automatically assigned to driver number 2. But, not yet dispatched. It will be dispatched after the previous service appointment is cleared. Scheduled also means that the driver has not seen the call yet. Drivers can only see their current calls, they can't see their upcoming calls. Refer to the manual for a complete list of statuses, and their corresponding definitions. The scheduled start time of 10:55 was calculated by field service, based on the predetermined formula for the previous service appointment. Therefore, once driver number 2 has cleared their current service appointment, then field service will automatically dispatch the battery test service appointment to them. The call has just turned gray, meaning that the call is now cleared. This also means that the call will be automatically dispatched to driver number 2. Now, let's see what happens when driver number 2 does not place themselves in route status within a certain period of time. Field service is now alerting you, the dispatcher, that there is a dispatch violation. Notice that the service appointment on the Gantt chart has changed color to orange, with a bell. The bell indicates an in jeopardy violation. In other words, the driver is in jeopardy of not arriving on time. The in jeopardy violation will also be displayed in the exception panel. Your job, as a dispatcher, is to focus your attention on the exception panel, to expeditiously resolve these in jeopardy violations, when they appear. The recommended process is to contact driver number 2, to determine why the service appointment has not been placed en route.
Hi, I wanted to check and see if you are en route to the battery test service appointment. Call ID number 122222. We are showing a dispatch violation.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to change my status.
Okay, I will go ahead and change your status to en route. But in the future, please remember to always change your status on your tablet yourself before you start heading to our member.
Thank you.
Also, since I'm updating your status, you will also need to sync your tablet when you arrive on location.
Please note, the dispatcher changing the driver's status should be the exception, not the rule. Also, it is extremely important that the driver sync their tablet when they arrive on location. Syncing their tablet will provide the most up-to-date information back to field service. To change the status, right-click on the service appointment. Select the Change Status option. The options available are based on the current status of the service appointment. For this example, you would select En route status. Notice that the service appointment is now green again. And the in jeopardy violation has been removed from the exception panel. I'll hover my mouse over the service appointment on the Gantt chart. Notice that the status now shows en route. It is very important that you always provide notes to the service appointment whenever you make a change to a call. To do this, we'll double-click on the call. We are now on the Service Appointment tab. Please note, if the service appointment was in jeopardy of not making the promised time of arrival, then the PTA violation box would be checked. Let's now look at the Work Order tab. Please note, if our member has opted in to receive text message updates on the driver's status, then this box would be checked. Let's go ahead and expand the Work Order tab. This is the expanded work order view. It includes the feed for this service appointment. The feed is where all of your comments will be entered. As a note, the Call Comments tab contains notes entered by AAA. They are important notes that pertain to our member and the service appointment details. Although you are not able to enter notes here, it is still important to click on the tab and read these notes. Let's go to the Feed tab. The feed includes system-generated, driver, or dispatcher-entered comments in one location. To add a comment to the feed, you would click here and type your comments. Then click on the Share button to post your notes. Let's look at the Status History tab. This tab shows the work order history, from the creation of the call to the clearing of the call. As a note, there is a more detailed status history on the Service Appointment Expanded tab. Let's look at another in jeopardy example. This is an example of a service appointment that is in jeopardy of missing their promised time of arrival. Notice that the first call is green, meaning that the call has not been cleared. The in jeopardy violation is scheduled, meaning that the call has not been dispatched to the driver yet. After talking with the driver, you determine that the driver is taking longer than anticipated on their current call. It is important to note that, since the driver is still on their current call, they will not see the new service appointment. Drivers can only see their current service appointment. Therefore, it will be up to you to contact our member to inform them of the driver's delay. To do so, you will double-click on the service appointment. Notice the PTA violation box is checked. To continue, you will click to expand the service appointment. To get our member's phone number, simply hover over our member's name. After contacting our member and providing the driver's status, click on the KMI box to inform AAA that our member has been kept informed. At this point, there is nothing more you can do. The service appointment will remain in the exception panel up until the driver clears the previous call and the service appointment is dispatched. There are several other types of violations that can occur. Here is a breakdown of each of them. These are also outlined in the manual. In jeopardy violations are always related to time and arriving on or before our scheduled start time for total member satisfaction.